for the better part of, well, I guess, first of all, I originally thought of making this a much more polished video. I really thought about like writing everything that I wanted to talk about out and then like talking about it more, I don't know, fully or more potentially scripted. And the reason for that is because I think I have a decent amount to say about the subject in terms of the findings that I've had for myself. Ultimately, I ended up not having time to do that. So instead, I kind of wrote out like some notes and I'm kind of just gonna wing it a little bit and just go off of the bullet points because I still want to get a video out there and I want to hold myself accountable for that. So here we go. We're just gonna dive right into it. For the better part of the past 5 or 6 years, I have primarily been working on my partner's channel, Clara, which is under the channel name of Clara's Woodshop, but it also changed later to be Go Clara Kim. Now, the status of that channel and like what we're gonna do with it, that is an entirely different subject for an entirely different time. And during my time of working on that channel, I have consistently been trying to vlog on a separate channel, which is this one. During that time also, I have dabbled a lot with photography, but I will say that I've never really jumped all the way into photography. If you were to ask me, I think that I know enough to be, in general, confident with what I'm doing with my camera settings. And some people might view that as I know a lot of what I'm doing. And I don't know if it's because I don't have anything to really compare myself to or that I've never really seen someone else's process. But in terms of myself, I don't have a frame of reference to know if what I'm doing is extremely advanced or not. Before I continue to ramble on about that, because that is also an entirely different subject, the thing that I wanted to say in today's video is that recently I have been falling in love more with photography than video. And if we go a little bit deeper and more nuanced into that, I have been falling more in love with using photos as a medium to capture and preserve memories than vlogging itself. I first want to start off by saying that I do think that video is by nature more important than photos. And I think that because there's an aspect of reality that can never really be replaced by just photos. There's so much more you can see through video. And in terms of memory, I think that it goes way further than just a single picture. But the thing is, I feel that a photo is by nature, just like how video is more important, maybe, by nature, I feel like a photo is more personal. A photo to me is a very precise slice of time. It's such a small sliver. It's one single moment. And from one single moment, it has the ability to trigger an insane amount of memories and feelings within me. So how I want to describe that is actually by using an example. And this example I'm going to put up on the screen. This picture is actually from the Smoky Mountains. This is the first hike that me and Clara ever went on together. And if you just take a look at this photo, I would assume that anyone looking at it would just feel that it's just a cool picture. But for me, the information that processes in an instant include the fact that this was the very first hike that me and Clara went on. I was completely underprepared for this trip because I had no idea what hiking up a mountain meant. Number three, when she was on the edge of that cliff, I can still remember, or feel at least, what it felt like to hold that camera and have her be on that edge. The way like my heart was increasing in its beating just rapidly, and the feeling of my palms getting sweaty as I was holding the camera, the feeling that I might fall even though I'm not the one close to the edge. But it was like just looking through the viewfinder to capture this image of Clara, I was freaking out. And you don't see it in this image, but over the edges of the cliff, there were these chipmunks and birds that were super tiny, but kind of flying and going everywhere. And it was really unreal just how unafraid they were of people. And I think it's because we were so high up in the mountains that a lot of people actually don't make it up there. So maybe for them, it's like humans are new. Even though, technically speaking, I was not skilled at all in taking this picture. Everything in this picture was shot in auto. But to date, to even till today, it's still one of the most important pictures that I feel like I'd ever taken. And I think it's because even at that time, I think I felt and learned that there was something important about photography for me, and I just didn't know what it was yet. There are times that when I reflect back on the Smoky Mountains trip that me and Clara went on, I still do wish that I had some videos from it. But the fact that I can look at one image and one moment of time and feel everything that I feel, it's way more surreal to me than taking the time to rewatch even 5 minutes of video footage to feel and go through in my memory what I was feeling. So in some ways, I don't have the time to just always be rewatching videos. On another hand, when, let's say I show you a series of photos, like this one, or this one, or even this one, every single one of these pictures in a split second told me and reminded me of so many thoughts, memories, feelings, and emotions. What happened that day? What were we doing at the time? What did it feel like? I can remember that. I can feel all of that in an instant. I didn't have to watch a video to feel it again. This also leads me to the other thing that I have realized over time with vlogging, and that is in certain situations, vlogging gets extremely difficult for me. When I assign myself a mission, typically I really want to go for it. And if I assign myself the mission of vlogging and documenting my day-to-day, there's an aspect of that that makes me want to really hone in and specifically do that. When I'm out with people that I care about, a lot of times they may not all be comfortable with me recording, And not all the times do I really feel this urge to, for example, move over to the side and be like, oh, hey guys, we're doing XYZ. I've kind of developed ways that I would feel okay and good even about taking photos. But to actually record, it's almost like I'm making everyone, including myself, pause for just a little bit longer than I wanted them to from enjoying and just, I guess, feeling or even experiencing the moment. And some people just really don't want to be on camera, at least around me. And I think that it has really led me to this point. I think a culmination of all those experiences have really brought me here to a point where I think I really have been trying to pursue this concept of vlogging for a little while. I tried daily vlogging and I tried weekly vlogging, and weekly vlogging was going well. Actually, it was like the most consistent way that I felt like I could develop to actually do that consistently. But as I started to get settled in and more comfortable with the process, it led me to the point of asking myself, is this what I want? Is this the result that I'm looking for? And part of it is realizing that it may not be exactly it. Maybe this is it. Even this picture, I don't know if you can see it, but even this picture, there's so many memories that I have about what happened here. Like, usually I'm the one holding the camera. Anyway, and as you can see, these are all printed out, which is another topic, which is that I have been getting really into printed photography. And but before I go off on another side tangent, I basically think that in my life, I feel like I found my way to a point where, at least for the foreseeable future, that vlogging isn't necessarily the means to the end of wanting to document and preserve memories. It doesn't mean that I'm writing off video as a whole. For example, if in the future, one of the many projects that me and Clara and my really good friends or my family, if we decide to work on something together and we have it within our means to have someone that is literally full-time documenting and taking care of preserving that memory in their own way, I am totally down for that, because that will give me the space and time to kind of be in the moment. And as I'm doing that, you better believe that I am still going to be the one taking photos of those moments, taking photos of things that mean a lot to me. Because in a way, no one could have created these photos except me. Even something as stupid as a selfie, it's like, even something like that, I don't need a technically perfect photo, but I do care about what they represent. I do care about the meanings and the stories that they carry. So, as a whole, what I will be doing is exploring that a little bit more, seeing and unfolding what that means to me, or how my journey within all of that will evolve. So yeah, I think this will be it for this video. If you have any thoughts or feedback, or just any of your own perspectives on what I talked about today, about vlogging, about photography, about memory. I'd love to hear it. Other than that, thanks for watching if you're still here, and peace out.